This is a Headgum podcast.
Hey bitch, what is your whole deal? Hey bitch, just tell us how you feel. You wished for a sign from above. Well, here's a podcast about boy sex, fucking, dating, and love. Seek treatment if you're boring as fuck. Seek treatment if you're unlucky in love. Seek treatment if you just can't take a hint. Well, seek treatment with Kat
And Pat.
Hey, it's Kat.
I'm Pat, and
this is Seek Treatment, a podcast about boys, sex, fucking, dating, and love. We're live in the studio.
We're live
in the studio with Laci Mosley. Put your ears open. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course we're going to be
And
here.
for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
This girl does both. B's here and has you.
Lacey's here to interview us. Ask your questions.
Think. How are you?
I am here.
Yeah. You do have a radio show.
Yeah, I do a podcast.
Podcast. Okay,
Yeah.
because it's on Sirius.
Yeah, so
So-
technically, I guess on the radio.
Is it every day?
What time?
Oh, I don't know if it's on the radio for real.
It's so confusing with if Sirius is on the radio.
No,
for
I
real.
go too serious, but I don't know if they put it on the radio. No, but it's definitely like a podcast for sure.
A final answer.
And y'all make sure to check it out. It's out there. Wherever you find it, that's where it is.
The podcast is out there. This is my X-Files
Cool.
advertisement for Scam Goddess.
I'm obsessed with you because you're such a real girl, and that I came across you in a green room in New York.
Yes.
I had receipts to show, and I needed to get things off my chest. And you sat and you listened, and you gave so much wonderful advice.
That was such a fun time. You don't even understand.
It was
Because I was telling you before we
Yes.
started the podcast that I forget that until I go to New York again that I have theater kid energy.
yeah.
And then I get around a bunch of morose stand-ups and they're
Oh.
all so cool and they're just like quiet and chill and like doing their thing. And then like I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? Hey. And they're looking at me like, oh, you're weird. You're such a poser. I'm like, man, bitch, fuck you. I live in
Literally.
LA. I'm on TV, whore. Like, you wish.
I'm on
Bitch,
TV,
you could
comma,
never.
whore.
I
I'll
love
take my
that.
little Instagram stories. I don't give a fuck.
That's why I don't connect with stand-ups either. That's why they hate me and want me dead.
I like stand-ups.
I do stand up.
Right.
Same. I'm like, hey guys.
You're both stand-ups, and here you are connecting.
Yeah, for once.
I think that I do like I always like whenever I say yes to a show, the day comes to do the show, and I'm like, oh my God, what have I done to myself?
Mm-hmm.
But then I
Yeah.
will say, like, in a green room, a certain social energy happens that's like so special on a lineup show.
Yeah.
Even though that wasn't a lineup show, but it was like Alex's show was like,
When
I love
was this?
Alex.
I love Alex so much. This
He's
was for New York Comedy
so
Festival.
funny.
But it's like I was going to Chelsea Music Hall alone, morose.
And that's in a basement, and we have to remember that.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
To
I
get there, it is so confusing. And then someone leads you like into a corridor.
But you know what I'll say? Do you know the phenomenon of when a venue loves you for no reason?
yeah, I
Yes.
do.
Chelsea Music Hall loves me.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
That's what I was telling you. I was like, I love when a hotel knows about me, but it hasn't happened in a while. So if you're a hotel, reach out.
Do you know what story I always think about?
What?
I don't think she'd mind me sharing, but remember we were in a Miami hotel with Richelle Chen,
Sure.
and she loved the robes there.
Oh yeah.
And so she went up to the desk woman and she said, like, I'm sorry, I love your robes. How much to buy one? And the woman said, oh, they're not for sale. And Michelle said, okay, well, I'm going to take the robe. How much money would you like me to pay you?
So good.
Well, I'm having it.
Yeah.
So
Wait, how long have you been in LA?
I've been here for 7 years now. I think.
Wow. And how long were you
Yeah.
in New York before that?
I think I was there for a strong, like almost 2 years.
Okay.
Which
Mhm.
they say, I don't know who the they is,
Mhm.
but they say it takes like 2 years to know if you're a New Yorker.
People are always like making rules about like being
And
a New
everything.
Yorker. Like people are always deciding like different timelines for identifying as a New Yorker.
Well, I've been there 10 years and I still Google Maps everything everywhere I go. So I don't know.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
just something you need so that you can believe enough to leave there
It's-
because it worked
yes.
for me because
Yes.
I got
You-
really aggro.
You prefer it here.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, it was too cold for too long. I was like, bitch, it's April. Why am I still wearing a North Face?
Yeah.
Like, I remember being on the train because I worked at this place called Karma Lounge, which is where I first got into stand-up because I
yeah.
would, like, bartend, like, like they held random nights. So it would be like the Jamaican party night, or it would be like the foot fetish night. I would get great tips on that night.
You're
Like the ladies of the feet would tip really well, and the foot lovers as well.
wow.
Yeah,
I
and
would totally let people worship my feet.
Wait,
I'm
so
ready.
I have a
have
question
stand-up
about
night. Yeah.
foot fetish night. Is it so women come to expose their feet and feet lovers come to watch, or is it
Well, so it
not
was
as gendered
like
as that?
we would have like a basement, and they would set up these like partitions. So if you were really like trying to have the executive, and mind
Yeah.
you, this is one of those places where when you lift your foot, like there's sound, like
Yeah.
I've been to an open mic there for sure.
yeah, they do stand up there
Yeah.
too on different nights.
Where is it?
East Village,
Yeah,
right?
East Village on First Avenue. I think it closed now. It definitely closed now.
Wait. So what happens at foot fetish?
So it's like the ladies of the feet come.
The la-
The ladies of
and
the feet.
how do you become a lady of the foot?
I don't know. I guess you just want to get your toes out there. You know.
Is it kind of like they
Stage mom for feet.
They know. Is it like they're an organization, or it's just people who find like they walk by and they say, "Oh, they're having a foot night. Maybe I would. That's something I'd be
Yeah.
interested in trying."
I'm sure it was a Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do it.
Also works. Ad at the time.
So they sit there barefoot, and then what happens?
Well, so they come out and like some of them would be in the open spaces, just kind of showing toe.
Yeah.
And you could do that if you weren't really like trying to spend a bunch of money. Maybe you wanted
Yeah.
to grab a few drinks, steal
Yeah.
a little toe in the open. But if you really wanted to spend that money and go,
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
champagne toe room,
Yeah.
then you
Wow.
then you could go behind the partition. And I
Wow.
don't know what they did back there, but
Foot stuff is so interesting to me because it's not my journey at all. Lately, I've been almost insecure about my feet because I've been a bit on Grindr,
Sure.
and
Mhm.
like there's a
Mm.
person on my grid called Global Foot Jock. So I'm assuming he's really
Mm.
into feet. And in one of my Grindr pictures, like I'm actually like I don't even know if I would want to hook up with this person. Like I don't know their pictures or anything, but like you see Global Foot Jock, you're kind of like, well, what do they think of my feet?
Sure.
And there's one of my pictures you can see my feet. So I kind of sent him that picture to see what he would say. And the picture isn't about the feet, but there are the feet in it. No response. I'm like, you're a Global Foot Jock. You're seeing my feet. You're not responding. What's wrong with my feet?
Can I ask you if this
Yeah.
is like Grindr in LA?
This is Grindr in LA.
I might know this person. I'll talk to you after the show.
Really?
Global Foot Jock is a
I'm not
friend.
even kidding. I might know this person.
You might know Global Foot Jock.
So Global Foot Jock is a friend.
Well, ask them what's wrong. Well, my worst fear is like accidentally sending pictures to someone on Grindr who like knows me because I will never like if anyone on Grindr.
That's definitely gonna happen.
If anyone
yeah.
on Grindr,
You're a public facing face.
if anyone on Grindr even acknowledges ever even knowing the podcast, I block them immediately.
Oh, then you're gonna have to get off Grindr.
I don't need to be on Grindr. It's like it's an addiction at this point. Like
Oh, it
it's no
sounds
good for
fun.
me.
I think I have beautiful feet, and I'd love to show them off.
Yeah. Feet is one of those things even in porn when they start getting into the feet.
I know.
I click forward a few frames.
One time, Brian, like my boyfriend, like popped one of my toes in his mouth, and I was like,
tickles.
"Don't need that."
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's very nice of him.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love that he was just like, "I want all of you, even like your feet."
In the toe, yeah.
And I was kind of like, "Did you like that?" He was like, "Eh." I was like, "He's like, did you?" I was like, "Eh." There's a lot of stuff we try where we're like, "Are you into that?" It's kind of like, could take it or leave it.
But that's so
Spice
important to be trying.
up.
It
Yeah.
is. He's spicy for sure.
Laci, are you single or partnered?
I'm very single. I've been single for a long time.
Mm.
Let's get into it.
What
Are you looking for love? Or are you over it?
I think I was over it for a long time.
Why were you over it?
I mean, I've been single for like a decade.
Wow.
Do you feel SGBE?
Straight, gay, bi, pan.
Oh,
A.
definitely pan.
Oh, you are
Um,
pan. Oh, you are
yeah.
pan.
Yeah.
New segment. Oh, you are pan.
And the person just know why you're saying that. Or yeah.
Patricia Pan.
Oh, you are
Patricia Pan.
I've been labeled as bi for a really long time, and I just let people go with it. Like once they Photoshop you next to RuPaul, you're just like, well, yes, you know, like what are you gonna do?
What was I going to say? Wait, so you've been single for a decade. Was it because you got burned in love?
No, it was because I didn't really have like a true interest in it. So there would be like situationships,
Yeah.
but I was fine with those just because I like wasn't really focused on that a
Yeah.
lot. I recently had a reading that was funny because she was like, one of the
Oh.
cards was like this old lady, and she had really long gray hair, and I was like, who is that bitch?
Yeah.
And my tarot card reader is a Black woman, and funny enough, a writer and a accomplished writer.
Oh my, really?
She just does this shit on the side, but she was like reading my shit for the year, and it was like really positive and really great. She was like, you're gonna turn everything around this year where you're not trying to like
Oh.
build yourself up to show people your worth. Instead, you're gonna
Oh, I
turn
need
it
to do
around
that.
and start looking for what people have to offer you. There's a lot of like feminine cards in here that are like, people need to be bringing stuff to you. And
Yeah.
like when you're dating, you should be like almost auditioning them. Like, what do you have to bring to the table instead of like what you have to offer for people to take away from you? Which I was like, I think that's why I don't really like love, because I'm like, you want me to bring up like Whoopi Goldberg had a quote where they were like, Whoopi, when are you gonna find love, or when are you gonna date? And she was like, I don't want somebody living in my house. And I was like,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like
I
I do feel
know.
like we're in a moment of like very famous older women, like like an Evan Ross Katz post of like
Mhm.
a 54-year-old celebrity woman saying like, I don't want someone lying next to me in bed. I'll be single forever. And then every gay person shares it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's happened a
Yeah.
couple times
I
lately.
saw that post.
Um,
I connect with it.
what was I going to say? I need
Well-
to pull that card. That's such a good way to look at.
Well, the lonely old lady card was actually just like, you don't have like a past love and a past life. And she was like, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's
Yeah.
just like you've never really been focused on like love. She was like, does that resonate with you? And I was like, yes. I was like, I always felt like a weirdo because people are like, oh, I want love. And like everything I've always wanted in my life, I've always managed to achieve.
Okay, let's
And
go.
so if I really wanted
Let's
love, I feel like
go.
I would like
Yeah.
have that by now. But now I kind of feel like I'm like, I could love somebody.
Yeah.
'Cause you've
I
been
don't
a
know if I
career
need them
woman.
sleeping in my bed or sharing my closet or nothing like that. Yo,
Yeah.
It is
crazy.
annoying.
I need to have
Well,
my
it's
things.
so tricky because I think you do get, I think, sucked into sometimes this thing of like seeking approval or something.
Oh, for me, it's all about just being like, am I disgusting?
Yeah.
I'll prove that I'm not by forcing someone to have sex with me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, check.
It's hard to
So
keep
you're like
your,
confident you don't need that, is what you're saying.
it's hard to keep your wits about you.
The wits have not been about us lately.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then also I think it's tricky because when you have like the kind of lighter situation, I've realized like I'm not good at that either. Like the
Yeah.
whole like, oh, we're having a fling, because then I'm like, well, why don't you love me?
I
Mhm.
Or if I
know.
try to have the fling and I'm like, okay, bye, then that person is like working to try to get my affection only because they're mad that I'm like, well, this is what we agreed to, bitch.
I know.
Okay, get out. Or I'm like, okay, I'm leaving.
Well,
And then they're like, why don't you love me? And then I'm like, okay, I could try to love your ass a little bit. And then they're like, I got you, bitch. I don't love you. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
yeah. I think a fling sometimes almost takes more communication because you have to both be on the same page that it's a fling. Do you know what I mean?
Flings with cisgendered men, it's never that. They don't
Yeah.
ever want to fling. They want you to want them, and then they want to throw you away.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
can't do
Real.
that shit with
They
them.
do, don't they?
Ugh.
They want,
Um,
yeah. Wait, so on this pod, we like to ask just one question, which is, who were you? Who are you? And who do you want to be?
Who is young Laci?
That's 3 questions.
Wait, what?
Oh my god, we shut down the whole podcast.
Wait, let's stop. Stop recording. Stop recording.
That's gonna mess with our taxes. Oh my god, I have to respond to your lady.
That's okay.
So what was I gonna say? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Frisco, Texas.
Oh my God. You know, I'm a
Oh.
Texas girl.
Ooh, where in
I'm from
Texas?
Houston.
Okay, it's
Where's
always Houston.
Frisco?
Houston is the fun girlies.
It really is fun.
Frisco is north of Dallas.
Okay, yeah. I just did shows in Fort Worth,
Oh, okay.
which was actually cute. It was actually cute.
Yeah,
Texas is
it's
so
cute up
big.
there. We're
It's
kind of dry
scary.
though. That's like where you raise the family.
Yeah, there's
Diamonds
not
in
a lot going
Dallas,
on.
but it's kind of dry.
Really good. I had some really good barbecue though.
Are you only shy?
No.
How
I'm
many?
the oldest. But I have I have 2 younger sisters and a younger brother, but we don't all live together. Like I lived with my youngest sister, but then my older brother, or no, my middle brother and my middle sister live with my biological father.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Are you tight with him still?
Yeah.
Cool. And what was high school like? Did you have boyfriends in high school? Or girlfriends even as Pam?
No, I wasn't allowed to do much in high school. So like if I wanted to go anywhere, it had to be like a school activity. So
Wow. So your parents were super strict.
yeah, so I was
A
class
school
president, I was
activity. Oh,
student
wow.
council
Oh my
president,
God.
I was in theater, I ran track, I was a cheerleader.
You were a gifted child.
What
Well, I wanted
distances?
to get out of the fucking house.
What
I know.
events? What events?
What events? What?
In track. You know I'm a big track
4x1, 4x2,
Cool.
100 meter hurdles until my mom made me stop that because she was like, "You just get injured in that."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like,
You had to be so flexible.
Did you have a
Yeah.
slogan for winning class prez?
oh, I probably did, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, let's make one right now. Laci is
Mm.
good because I feel like there's so much that could rhyme with it.
Laci.
Laci.
Mm.
Don't be
The
crazy.
placey
don't
to
be-
be.
don't
the
be-
placey
how
is
about
with
this?
Laci. First placey with Laci.
How about this? Don't be crazy, vote for Laci.
That's really good.
Though it's ableist because crazy is ableist.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
I was
it is
pissed.
now.
Thank you for saying that.
Your slogan's ableist, Laci.
When the first high school I went to where no one liked me, I ran for treasurer like the first day when no one knew who I was, and I said I'm going with Cohen, and I made a sign and I lost, and I was like,
I ran for commissioner of school spirit in 6th grade, and
You deserve that.
I made it to the general election because like
Commissioner.
Commissioner of schools. Why is one so serious?
I
And
don't
school
know.
spirit is
And
so fun.
there was no like there was 4. There was like president, vice president, secretary, and commissioner of school spirit, but they all had the same
Commissioner.
exact responsibilities, which was in the beginning of a school play, they brought out the American flag, and that was their only responsibility. But I like you had to like there was always like a candidate from 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, and in 6th grade, so you had to make it past your grade to get to the general election.
Mhm.
And I made it past 6th grade by being really funny at recess one day of my life. Like it was
Huge.
crazy. Like
Huge.
it happened on the perfect day. All of a sudden, I was being so funny at recess, and then literally that was the day we
Crushed
were
my recess
voting.
set.
And that recess of being funny like got me into the general, and then I lost to a girl called Melissa Sclafani.
Shout out.
And
of
then
course.
me and my brother, who's 1 year older than me, used to like physically fight in our room, just like fight as hard as we could against each other. And we were fighting, and sometimes it would get too real, like someone would hurt someone too bad, and then all of a sudden it was like kind of a real fight. And I remember it was like one of those moments, and I had lost to Melissa Sclafani, but someone had told me it was close. And then and Melissa Sclafani was in Terrence's, my brother's grade. And Terrence, like I remember he had me like pinned down. We were both like so like angry. You like you just like start
This is,
hating each other.
triggering me.
And he was like, it wasn't close, but Melissa Sclafani.
That is a low blow.
That's so sad.
I
Terrence, what do you
know.
have to say for yourself?
Yeah, what do you have to say for saying that to me? A queer child.
Wow. Bullying. Okay, so
Okay,
then you were a theater kid. What shows?
Ooh.
Tell me everything.
Let's see. A lot of Moliere.
Oh wow.
I don't know any plays.
Highbrow.
I don't know any plays.
Oh, so like, gosh, I can't remember which Moliere plays, but like a
Oh,
lot of
I wouldn't
Moliere.
know them anyways.
There wasn't a lot of diversity. Shocker. So like I remember we did this one play, Remember My Name. This will probably get me canceled, but they're like I was the closest thing to Jewish. So it's okay. I think it was a bootleg on an Anne Frank play.
Oh my God.
I played Richelle.
And that was your short term.
Oh
It was
my
our
God.
competition play, and that's how I know like all the like Baruch atah
No,
Hashem. I was little Rochelle hidden in the
That
basement.
is
Okay, so you're
In Nazi Germany.
ableist
Yeah.
slogan,
Yeah.
and I'm taking roles from Jewish actresses.
and stealing all the roles
Oh
from the
my
Jewish
God.
community.
Did you win the competition?
Just being the worst. I don't think we advanced that year, but the one year that I remember,
Wait, they were
with
plays?
Tartuffe, which is Moliere.
It was plays, but they were competitions.
Sometimes they were
Sometimes it was
competition
like
one
that.
acts.
Oh.
What was it
Yeah.
called? It was called like
It was like UIL one act plays.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I didn't go to that, but I remember
Yeah.
it. If that helps.
Yeah.
And I remember all of our like lead roles would always go to this girl named Alex Gustafson, and she
Oh.
was my theater teacher's favorite. I would never get a lead. Me
Yeah.
and my friend Kirsten never get a lead, but I was always getting supporting roles.
Yeah.
And then we did Blythe Spirit, and so the lead in that is technically not Madame Arcadi, right? But I got Madame Arcadi, and we went to competition. And normally, if you win Best Actress in your like heat group or whatever, you advance to state. So that year, I won Best Actress, and so we were so excited because we were like, "Oh my God, we're gonna advance!" Like we went to
Yeah.
adjudication, we're all just sitting there like buzzing because like that's normally what happens. In adjudication, and he had to have been one of the girls.
Yeah.
He read us for filth, and I'll never forget it because I could never get a lead from this theater teacher ever, and I felt like so bad about my performances always. I'll never forget what he said because sometimes like when I would have really shitty auditions and stuff, I would remember this. He was like, "It was like you guys had a quarterback with a rocket for an arm, and nobody could catch."
But don't you love
Like,
that though? But don't you love
gagged.
that?
Gagged.
But isn't that like you being like, oh my God, guys, like that's not true. Like I would love that.
It was a very awkward bus ride
Yeah.
home where we like thought we were gonna succeed
Who
and
said
go
that
to
she's
state.
a judge?
Yeah, who gave us our adjudication?
Wow,
That's
so then you didn't get to
brutal.
go to the States because
Yeah.
everyone else was bad.
Yes.
But I don't know.
What was your theater teacher's name?
I'm not gonna say that.
I know, believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I have such a weird. I similarly like I resented my teacher so much because I would never get to lead parts either, and I was like, you just wait, and that's why we're here
Right.
instead.
My
She was
theater-
nice to me. It's just that like she had a favorite, and I was never gonna be that.
What happened to the lead, the girl?
I mean, I don't think she's an actor.
WISN. Where is she now?
WISM.
Was she one of the people that was like in it but bad, and he was like kind of reading?
No, she was just a really nice kid. She would
Yeah.
help out a lot and with the theater teacher, and I think
Me
that's
being
they
such
were
a bitch
just
about her. I'm like, and what was her
favorite.
fucking deal? You're like, she was really sweet, actually.
No, she was
My
lovely.
Okay, shout
My
out.
theater teacher was like a 90s TV character, and that he was like truly gay but married to a woman.
Oh, yes.
And
I
it's
mean,
like you're 90s TV. If you're a theater teacher who's gay but married to a woman in
With,
a
like,
Catholic
4
school,
kids.
you are truly a 90s TV character.
mhm.
Um,
I'm sure a lot of those are listening tonight.
totally.
Tonight on our live podcast show.
Okay. So, and when was your first So, when was your first relationship?
Oh, this is kind of. Oh God, is everything in my life weird?
No,
No, it's-
everything's so normal so far.
Everything's so normal. So
No, so my first like relationship was like a court.
And I want listeners to know she just did air quotes,
And if you're not watching the video, tune in on YouTube.
so you can see what's getting air quoted and what is actually not.
It was a courtship.
A courtship.
Yeah,
That sounds very like
so
proprietous.
my parents were like, you haven't like gone on any dates and you're 16, and I graduated when I was 17. So they were like, you need to like know how to like go on dates and know how to be
Wow.
treated
Oh.
like a lady. So they found this guy from
On
my
Craigslist.
mom's job.
A foot guy.
A
Will
toe
you
sucker.
date our daughter?
Wait.
Has great.
That's the Jennifer Lawrence movie. What was that called? No
We'll
Hard
go
Feelings.
behind.
Yeah.
We'll go behind partition.
Or cooks champagne. Like not even the good shit. Yeah, so I went on dates with this guy.
What? Wait. First of
How-
all, were you raised religious?
Yes, but my parents aren't super religious.
Okay, so
but
Yeah.
they were strict, but it wasn't like.
Yeah, but it wasn't,
a
like
purity
no
ring.
skirts,
Yeah.
no dancing,
Ha-
footloose.
Yeah.
No.
Was it you? Was
How
it?
old was this guy you were going on dates with? You're like 36.
He was 45, but he was a young 45.
Yeah.
He was a young soul.
Yeah, he was one of my mom's coworkers.
Oh my
Down at
God.
the mill. No.
Wait, can I ask you this? Only
Um,
answer if you feel safe.
What?
How old are you now? Only answer if you feel safe.
How old am I now?
Yeah.
I'm in my early 30s.
Okay, cool. I'm in my mid.
Okay.
I'm early too. We're the same.
I'm actually technically in my late.
You're not late.
You're
I am.
not
I'm technically
late.
in my late. I'm
2000
35
and-
plus.
No, you're not. You're 35.
I was 35 on October 31st, and now I'm 35
Okay,
plus.
enough. Did you kiss this guy on the date?
Not on the first date.
Okay.
no.
Okay.
But so he was like my mom's friend's son.
Perfect.
Cute.
Or like coworker's son. And he would take me on dates.
Was he cute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would take me on dates and he would like open all the doors and walk on the outside of the
That's so sweet.
sidewalk
Oh my
and like pull
God.
out all my chairs and pay for everything. And the whole point was just like so I knew how to be treated like a lady.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he became my boyfriend. And like
Oh.
I didn't really like understand that like because I was a year above him even though we were the same age. So then like when it was time for me to go off to college, I didn't like my dad had to explain this to me because I would be like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy when I go off to college and we break up. Like, who are you gonna take to prom? She better be cute. Like, I would say stuff like this, but I wasn't trying to be mean.
Yeah.
And I remember like he ended up breaking up with me.
Are you serious?
And I was like, oh my God, like, why did he break up with me early? I thought we were going to break up in the summer, like, when I went to college. Like, we talked about this. And my dad was like, you were torturing that boy. And I was
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about? And my dad was like, you were literally telling him, like, who is he going to take to prom? She better be cute. Like, he probably thought you guys were going to stay together when you went to college. And I was like, well, that would be ridiculous.
It will be ridiculous.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm,
But he was,
I'm
like,
moving
fully
to
in love.
Pittsburgh. Like, what would we do?
You went to college in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Where?
I went to Pitt.
Cool.
You know, I
Yeah.
just did a show in Pittsburgh. It was so fun.
I love Pittsburgh.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
What was it called?
It's like not a city, but kind of a city.
That's how I think of it.
Yeah.
I got a haircut there for some reason.
Why would you do that?
It was so weird. I haven't got my haircut in like 2.5 years, and I had a full day, and I was like, me on Google Maps, haircut, and then I just went.
That's classic.
They did an okay job. I don't know.
Remember when we were in Denver? I was going to the gym, but I didn't bring enough shorts. So I go like, surely there's an athletic store nearby in Denver. I'm like walking around Denver, 5,000 feet of altitude, huffing. Cannot find any place that sells like mesh athletic shorts. Literally, I went to 9 different places. The only place I found was like a sports memorabilia store where I paid $90
No.
for Denver Nuggets mesh shorts.
No, you didn't.
Yes, remember I showed you.
Oh,
And
my-
I
Why
said,
did they have to be meshed so bad?
well, they just need to be something I could work out in.
Sure.
They didn't have like a sports and outdoors.
But it was crazy.
Academy, sports and outdoors.
Right stuff,
The right price,
Academy.
Is that a worldwide chain or do you think it's a Texas thing?
I don't know
Is
it.
It must be.
Do you know
I remember being so jealous because this girl I went to school with was in an Academy commercial. And I was like, Mom and Dad, please let me be an actor, child actress. And they were like, no.
And wait, did you guys have models?
No.
No.
Oh, we have
But
models. And it was
now
guys.
there's one on
I've
6th
heard
Avenue.
of them. Yeah.
Sure,
Oh,
sure.
there is one on 6th Avenue.
Academy was like such a rush.
I remember thinking that like being in a commercial was like the pinnacle of acting. I begged my parents to
It's
be
everything.
an actor too.
And they said no.
Well, like I wanted to be an actor when I was 5.
What did you tell
Yeah.
them what that judge
And
said? How you're the
so-
only person with an ounce of talent on in your whole cast?
What?
Did you tell them what that judge said? That you're the only
Well,
person?
my parents always let me take acting classes outside of school as long
Yeah.
as my grades were good. Because when I told them when I was 5 I wanted to be an actor, my mom got me headshots, and then she sat me down and she was like, "I just don't think this is like a good thing for kids to do, and like I don't want to be like us living in my car trying to get you gigs or whatever."
Well, yeah,
And I was
that's
like,
where like
okay.
me and Laci are going to California. The rest of the family's staying here. We're gonna live in a little like
Right.
complex for like
Right,
stage moms and their
living in
daughters.
the
yeah.
So
that
sad.
And we're gonna join
complex.
Abby Lee Miller Dance Company. Separate from nothing. This is just
After
completely.
nothing, we sometimes like casting couch porn.
I pretend if I'm watching casting couch porn, I pretend that I always pretend I'm the bottom, and I'm like pretending that like I'm in college and straight, but I'm hot, and so I think I could be an actor. And some guy who's local is like, I can get you and stuff. Come and like we'll make a tape, and then he like starts fucking me, and I'm like, oh,
That's hot.
and I'm loving it. I'm like, oh fuck, I must be gay.
Yeah, I really want. Lately,
That's
I
your
really want to fuck an old
realization
man.
also.
Literally every porn I watch, I create my own narrative. It always ends up with me being like, oh fuck, I guess I'm gay. That
like,
should be
I
the
guess
title of
I'm
my book.
straight.
Oh fuck, I guess I'm gay.
Oh my god. Oh fuck, I guess I'm gay.
The
Oh
one
my
porn I'll
God.
always remember is one that I had to track down based off of the meme that turned into a joke that people just say all the time.
Which one was that?
You know the one joke that you'll see on Twitter a lot that was like, in front of my salad?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
That
haven't
comes
seen
from a porn.
Wow, the more you know.
Yeah.
And so it's like these two people are like fucking, and there's just like a woman in the corner who's like, in front of my salad? And I was like, why do they even have this joke in here? But this is amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's really special when porn transcends into,
Yeah.
into culture.
I love when there's like a joke and I'm like, we're all on these websites. Like
Yeah.
we are all here.
I always remember, for a long time on the podcast, I talked about what was at the time my favorite porn. It's not my favorite
Massage
porn
beef.
anymore. It's called Massage Beef. And the premise of Massage Beef is that it opens on, I've said the plot of this porn so many times on this
I know,
podcast,
actually,
but never in a studio. It opens on like this really hot psychiatrist who's talking to camera. And he's actually not part of the scene, but it's like a framing device. And he says like, and the psychiatrist has men come into him who are struggling with things, and he kind of has to figure out what's going on. And this man came in, and he could tell that the guy was gay, but he wasn't accepting it, and was manifesting in like pain. So he sends him to a masseuse.
The body keeps the score.
But the masseuse like is working with
The booty
psy-
keeps the score.
The booty keeps the score.
But the masseuse in the piece is actually working with the psychiatrist to fuck the people he sends him to prove to them that they're gay. And so it's really hot. And like
Somehow it feels like I'm hearing this for the first time.
There's just so much plot to
I
get
need
to the...
plot. And if there's not enough plot, I'm writing my own plot.
I crave plot.
And so, but one time, and I've talked about it on the podcast, and then one time I went to Massage Beef, and you know how there's like comments?
Mhm.
I read the comments, and someone's comment was like, "Seek treatment brought me here."
I love reading the porn comments lately.
Doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
I watched a porn this morning. Can you believe?
Oh, wow.
Can you believe?
I can't believe it.
And it was, okay, the premise was this girl's like trying on lingerie in her room, and like her guy roommate is like secretly watching in the closet.
Uh-huh.
And then he comes out, she's like, "Oh my god, you perv, you were watching me." I'm like, "Okay, hot."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Well, the only reason why I'm doing this is because I have a date tonight and I want to get laid, but you're right here."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
what?" And then it
There's
was
this
okay.
porn that I'm like,
I didn't even get to the sex part. Just like as soon as it starts, I'm like, "That's crazy."
the worst is when there's a porn where it's like everything's just right, but one thing is ruining it.
Uh-huh.
Because it's like you always go back to that
Yeah.
porn because like maybe this time, like, no, that's taking me out of it. There's this one porn where it's like this guy's waiting for the other guy to show up at his motel. They're both really hot. The guy shows up. they start like fucking. But another piece of the porn is that there's a guy like literally in the crawl space of the walls watching them.
No.
So every time it's getting good, we cut to the guy in the crawl space like watching. I'm like, I don't care about this character. Like, I don't care about this character.
We don't need the guy in the crawl space.
Wait, we will be linking in the episode notes.
Yeah. I think that one's called No Tell Motel.
No Tell Motel.
But
Yeah.
I will say, back in the day, Sex Court would have like.
Wait, what's sex court?
Sex Court used to be on Skinamax, and so it wasn't really porn; it was softcore. But they would always have someone that would be like the judge, and they'd be like, "I need to see you in my chambers," and then the lawyer would go into the chambers, and they start doing it. And then for some reason, the stenographer would walk over to the chambers, and then she would see them like through the window,
it's like-
and then she'd just start diddling her skin open.
Yeah.
She'd never go in. But I would like when they cut back to her, because she'd still be like, "Yeah, this is working for me."
Yeah.
I didn't mind that, but I feel like a guy in a wall.
Yeah,
I'm
it's like, let
no,
me
I
be
don't-
the guy
I
in the
don't wanna
wall. Like,
see.
I want to be the guy in the wall
That
watching.
role's taken. That role's been cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need
Oh
to
my
see
God.
you.
Okay, so you're in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
What do you study in college?
I have a marketing degree and I have a performance degree.
Wow.
So were you like, I'm gonna be an actress? You can't stop me, mom.
Yeah, but then I still was like, I'll get a marketing degree to
make you happy.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
make my parents happy.
If it makes
Wow.
you happy, then I'll
But
get a
it didn't
marketing
work.
degree.
It didn't work out for me.
I used to love that song when I was little.
Yeah, it's a great, that's a great
Yes.
song. You can love it now when you're big.
I loved
Hey,
My
just kidding.
Hands by Jewel.
Not that it matters.
Too
See,
much.
what's so
Wait,
fun
what'd you
about
say?
I'm
I said
sorry.
I loved My Hands by Jewel.
I
too
loved
much.
My Hands by Jewel.
These hands.
They're small.
Yeah, okay.
No.
I
Like,
have a core memory connected to that song.
what's
But
yours?
do you have a memory?
Yes.
Okay, what's your memory?
Mine is that when I was a kid, my mom thought I was so weird because every Christmas, like I would be like 6 years old, and be like, "Mom, before I open my presents, I don't know, like what?" Because like we would donate gifts and like go
Yeah.
buy them at Walmart or wherever and donate them and wrap them and stuff.
Yes.
And then before I would open my gifts, I was like, "Mom, can you play this song?" And she would play "My Hands" by
No.
Jewel.
Kids are so
Why?
funny and weird.
Wait, what?
No need to worry, because worry is waste.
Oh my God.
Useless in times
Oh,
like
that would get me in the
these.
spirit.
You
And
are
I would-
setting the soundtrack.
And I would literally like just like morosely open my presents to My Hands by Jewel.
Oh
That's
my god, that's
amazing.
incredible.
And I
Kids,
was like, what is wrong with you?
that's a perfect core memory. You
That makes
unlocked
me
a perfect
want
core
to
memory.
have kids. I'm like, I want my kid to do something so crazy like
Kids
that.
are always doing the weirdest shit. That's what I
That is,
love.
kids do say the
Every
darndest
year.
things.
Yeah, they say do and listen to the darndest things while they're while they're wrapping presents.
You needing the drama of just like the ribbon and like
I was just so appreciative of my blessings.
Yeah, I
That's
can't even tell my core
beautiful.
memory because it pales in comparison.
No.
You're here.
What? We need to hear it.
My core memory is that like my cousin was having her birthday party at the public pool.
bluebirds.
No, Sarah.
Sure.
And so that cousin family, it's like 2 girls and a boy, and then my family was like, well,
Wait,
I-
Pat, can I pause you?
yeah.
Can you describe the public pool?
It was like it's the only public pool I know. So like I can't compare it to anything, but it just was like a normal pool, and then there were like picnic tables over. So like if you did have a summer birthday, like you
Sure.
might have a
But
birthday
is it
party
like
there.
one of those where it's like kind of like long and deep?
Long and deep and actually kind of scary in its own weird way.
Mm.
Okay.
And like I learned how to swim underwater there, but because like my swimming teacher like forgot about me and I had to swim underwater to survive.
Order.
Wow.
But so my cousin was having her birthday party there. It was actually like looking back, I'm filled with fear because like it was really big and like the diving boards are so high and they're so like stiff.
When you're little, they're so high, it's outrageous.
Yeah. And but like like and then like after people swam, there was like picnic tables where you would like sit and have like pizza and whatever.
Was there a gazebo?
I don't believe that there was.
Okay, I have to go.
And because like their little brother was a boy and like me and my brother were boys, like we were kind of sitting at our own table, and then like her and her girlfriends were like sitting at the main table.
And you were like,
But like there was all these bags of chips, and so like chips at a pool is like so interesting because like they're so wet. But we were having like all
that is such a visceral.
Pruny hands
Yeah.
and salty chips.
And
yeah.
so we were enjoying
I'm
all the chips
hungry.
at the boys' table, and then the mom came over to like bring them over to the main party, the girls, and we like weren't wanting her to. And my cousin Danny kept singing, "These chips, they are my own. They are not yours. They are my own."
These
And
chips,
we thought it was the
they
funniest thing in the
are
world.
That is
my
funny.
Yeah,
own.
Danny's hysterical.
Aw.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so then after college, you're like, I'm moving to New York to make my dreams come true.
Yeah. And it was not a mistake. I learned a lot there. I had a lot of wild times. Obviously, I worked at Karma Lounge. That's why I got
Wow.
into stand-up.
That is wild.
Did you do so off air? You mentioned to me the
You were
Upright
part of
Citizens
the
Brigade
community.
Theater.
Yeah, I used
Did
to
you
be.
improvise?
Yeah, so actually, I got this from a very lovely person named Jacinto. Shout out to Jacinto. He's an actor. And if you saw his face, you'd be like, I recognize his face. I don't know from where, but like
Wait.
he's just been acting for forever.
Yeah.
But
Is he on TV?
Yeah, but he was
I think I know him.
my friend's, so my cousin's friend from college, church's friend.
Oh.
So we are going to do a diagram.
Put the red string together.
Exactly.
Who agreed for some wild reason to take me out to coffee and kind of run game for me on like how to be an actor.
Wow.
Because by
Oh, so
this
sweet.
point, I had been scammed so many times, honey. There was a photographer who had me out in Brooklyn dodging cars on the street talking about he had shot Denzel Washington's daughter. And I was like, Denzel Washington's daughter? Like,
Oh my God.
you must be photographer to the stars, bitch. Here go $800. Okay, you gonna make me a star tomorrow. I was going to
Tomorrow, I'm going to be Denzel Washington's daughter. I want to get these pictures.
And what was Denzel Washington's daughter? No shade to Denzel Washington's daughter. Denzel, I love you. But at the time, like, what about? I mean, I was
Truly.
like, that's close enough to Denzel.
Yeah.
So
Closer than before.
right, closer than I've been.
You know, one time I heard that Denzel Washington was directing an episode of Grey's Anatomy and got into a huge
With Ellen Pompeo.
blowout fight with Ellen Pompeo.
About what?
Yeah.
About like, I
She
know.
was trying to like talk to him spicy and crazy.
Yeah, and she said, "This is my show."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which we were all like, baby, that's Denzel.
Yeah, so she's still doing
That's
that.
my father.
Yeah.
That's I'm basically Denzel Washington's daughter at this point.
Oh
so
my God.
Wait, so okay,
Okay,
so,
so Denzel's... okay, the
then I
fake
was going to the
photographer.
actor's studio in New York where you get scammed by commercial commercial casting directors
Oh,
who
God.
are
This is...
currently not even casting anything, and you audition
Ah.
for them with fake commercial sides.
This is bringing me back.
And you pay for it, right?
Yeah.
And I remember one lady fucked me up for a while. She told me, "Oh my, well, you know, you are like a sassy black girl, and that's really out now. Like you don't really have to do that anymore."
Wow.
I said, "Bitch, I'm just being me. What the fuck?" And she kind of fucked me up. After I had another person who was like, "You know, you really don't need to wear makeup to auditions. Like you need to be a blank canvas so they can imagine the character on you." Just the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
Casting is all about walk in and look exactly like we need you to look like so we can fix the problem.
Yeah, they literally like
this ain't America's
Oh my
Next Top
God.
Model.
If you're-
Just the dumbest advice you ever fucking got.
they
Like,
have no imagination. If your hair is like parted wrong, they're like, you could never play the
You
role.
just unlocked a memory for me of where I had a really bad headshot of me, but I'm wearing this like blue jacket with a collar. And this agent goes, "You look really blue collar." And I was like, "You wait." I was like, "Is it because I'm wearing a shirt with a blue collar?" I'm like, "What?"
Wait, is that why you?
The dumbest people in America are working in that industry.
Yeah.
they're scamming everybody.
Yeah.
So I just had a lot of bad run-ins and I was feeling like really down. So then the 7 degrees of my cousin's friend from college and then friend from church, he took me out and he was like, "So here's the 5 ways I know how to actually get into acting."
I'd love to know.
He was like, "You
Yeah.
could do stand-up." He was like, you know, you could do something like a UCB training program. There's no guarantees, obviously, to any of this, but it's less scammy than the shit I was
Totally.
doing.
Yeah.
He was like, you could go back to school, like you could go to like a Yale, a Rutgers, like a place that's gonna have a rigorous training program.
No
and
shade. Oh
then-
yeah. Is Rutgers very good at acting?
Yes, it's
Okay.
it's an excellent
That's okay,
you
cool.
know, or
That's cool.
NYU, like Rutgers is an excellent acting training program. But you know, at Berkeley, like places like that, right? Like, and those are obviously like upper echelon, but like even the ones that are lower tier than that, like, you know, they have their showcases, they have their regional theaters, right? He was like, regional theater, you can get your actor equity card, you can travel, you can do that. He just like listed a bunch of ways that you could legitimately like find people who are, you know, gonna be able to represent you and like
Yeah.
you can get involved in it. So I started with stand up, then I was like, oh, it's dark and nasty and all these men are alcoholics and they are mean to me. And I was funny
Yeah.
as fuck, but I was like, this just feels a little ghetto. So
Where were you doing shows? Karma Lounge, Job.
Karma, Gotham, Eastville,
Oh.
like
Yeah.
The girls.
Yeah.
It's fucking bleak.
Yeah.
And then I started doing UCB, and I was like, oh, this shit is like church camp. Like, this feels like, compared to what I was doing, slumming it with y'all.
Yeah.
And then I started doing that, and like, you know, it was a bit of a pyramid scheme, but it was a pyramid scheme that worked for me.
Totally. I
And
think
it's
that
fun.
UCB is
I loved it. And then I
pyramid-
had community.
Yes.
Yeah.
What years were you there?
So I was there 2013, 2015.
Okay. I was
And-
on Loy Team during those years.
Oh yeah.
I was on Loy Team, Lloyd Night, a program that famously is a 1-year program, and then you're either moved up or off. I was on it for actually 4 consecutive years.
I probably saw you perform.
Yeah, I was
then.
on the first all-female Lloyd Team Detroit. It was my first one.
I'll never forget seeing him do
And
improv. I was like the
then
funniest person.
My Lloyd Teams were Detroit, Witch, Camp, and Barrymore. Anyways.
Good title.
Barrymore sounds familiar. to me.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably saw you perform. then.
That was in the worst of my, that was when I was literally like, there was a time of my UCB career where I would literally be on the back line getting notes from our coach. And I would like, a thought would occur to me. I would literally walk off the back line in the rehearsal space, go up into like a little like pocket and just take out like Oxy out of my bag and take it. And then
Oh
and
my
then go back to the
God.
back line and literally think to myself, like, oh, if anyone noticed that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had full Lloyd Team practices that I like, because I remember one Lloyd Team practice, like I'm an addict, but I'm sober now. But I remember being awake for like 3 days on Adderall and taking so much Ambien to come down, and then waking up like 20 minutes before my Lloyd Team practice, which like they take so seriously. Like if you miss one, you like get an email from the artistic director telling you you're a bad person. And so I rushed to it. Like Ambien does this crazy thing where it's like you actually will be acting so normal and you'll be doing whatever. I did a full 3-hour improv practice, went home, and then literally looked at the clock and I was like, wait, it's 5 hours later. Like hadn't created any memories since
That
I'd woken
is
up. So I
so
have no
scary.
memory of going to this rehearsal space, doing improv comedy in a room for 3 hours, and then
And
coming
Pat, they were
home.
like, your initiations were so great.
Yeah. I'm like, how
Like,
can
what
you music that requires you to
that
make
pattern
up
game,
stuff?
that pattern game was inspired.
I can't believe you were like functioning while doing that.
Functioning is so generous.
But
I know.
making art.
Creating art, yeah.
Wow.
So what made you say UCB is not for me eventually?
What brought you to L?
I mean, it just, the grind of New York City, it felt like everything was so hard. It's like if I have to get up and I have to fight everybody on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I remember I was
Where did you
no,
live?
literally. I remember like I was working. My last job in New York was like I went to the Hamptons, worked out there. That was insane.
Oh my god.
But like that's how I made enough money to like move to LA because the money out there was like water. I could make like $8,000 a night, like serving tables.
Yeah,
Like
well, I
it
should've
was
done that.
crazy.
Wow.
I was always like doing an interview for like Squarespace customer help.
Same.
Never getting it.
I was chasing the bag. I only worked where the richest people were like
Yeah.
spending money at. I was like,
Yeah.
if I at least got a college degree, bitch, I'm gonna chase these rich motherfuckers, and I'll be right there like a coup de grace. Like, what wine pairing would you like with this? I learned like if you drink too much, then you need salty food. I learned
Yeah.
everything. Like I would study a wine menu. I'm like, bitch, I gotta do something.
Oh my god.
But I remember one time I was on the train, like this was probably when I was still working at Karma or one of them drug fronts I worked at. I worked at a lot of drug fronts. And
Yeah.
that's the best money and they treat you real nice.
Yeah.
And they don't care if you're a little late.
I didn't do my I like did not do my 20s right.
You did a lot.
I feel like you did them pretty right.
Yeah, you did a lot.
No, I
What
did
do you
not.
mean?
I was always so broke. I didn't have an apartment for. I never understood like how to get my hands on money. Like I always felt like I was hustling, but I never in a good way. Like whereas like knowing about fruit de gras and getting money for it.
I don't think I made any. I worked at a restaurant and made no money doing it.
But anyways, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
You're
I
good.
mean, my mom always said you're meant to survive your 20s. And as
Yeah.
long as you do that, then we're
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, what was I saying? No, I remember being on a train, like coming home from work, and there was this lady who was like kind of bumping me. And I thought she was just like bumping me by accident. And then I realized it was on purpose. And like all I had was like the corkscrew from work on me. And I flicked up the little baby knife.
Oh my god.
And then I remember getting off and I was just holding it where it was like
oh
visible.
my god.
And I remember getting off the train and thinking to myself, like, Lacey, like, what were you gonna do with that little baby knife? Like, we gonna stab her with a little tiny baby knife? Like, what were you gonna do? And I was so scared and keyed up all the time. Like one time
Yeah.
this man was like, you know how like where you're waiting on a train, if there's a train on the tracks, like you get out of the way when people are like coming and you're
Yeah.
getting off the train. Like,
Yeah.
let him get on the train. There's no train on the tracks. This man like bumps into me,
Oh.
like bumps fully, like we're face to face. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, really. Instinctually, I donkey kick the man back down the stairs. He falls.
Oh
No.
my
And I'm like,
God.
fuck. So then I started running upstairs. I'm like, this bitch
Oh
gonna
my
come back and get me.
God.
I was like, I had become so
Yeah,
aggro in New York.
yeah.
I had become so angry, so like
Yeah.
I'm freezing all the time. I'm
Yeah.
fighting everybody all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just mad. Like I was like, I can't live here no more.
Yeah.
I need sun. I need vitamin D. I'm
Yeah.
sad. I was just eating popcorn and watching Family Guy to go to sleep every night. I had
know.
lost so much weight. I was like, cunty. But then I was like,
You
but I'm
lost weight? I'm always
depressed.
gaining. Wait, by the way, if you are on a subway and someone's go for the eyes. If you're listening to this, go for the eyes.
Oh, interesting.
If you only got a little baby knife, definitely the eyes.
You gotta go for the eyes.
Yeah.
If you're rocking the baby knife, go for the eyes, girl.
I was gonna uncork the bitch. Like, what was I gonna do?
These hacks allow you to kill someone with a baby knife.
Oh my god. Okay, so
Open you up like a Chablis, bitch. Like, what was I gonna do?
are you into wine now? Or do you care?
I mean, I take it or leave it.
yeah.
And now, how long have you been doing Scam Goddess?
4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
High
serious
school,
the whole time?
college graduation, 4 years.
Yeah. You're a senior.
I'm a senior now.
Do you love having a pod?
I do. I actually really do. I don't do video. Sometimes we'll do video and we'll do
I
clips.
feel like I've seen video.
And then people will be like, "Where's the whole thing?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"You'll never see the whole thing, bitch."
I know.
Like,
We're
I know.
newly-
I'm kind of like.
We're newly doing the whole thing.
We've never done
It
release
does
video
give you an
before
extra
until
element
this
of
year.
awareness of like, how am I sitting and how is that?
Well, that's why I'm
appearing?
literally covered. No offense to my body. I love my body, but it feels really crazy to wear leggings and have like my full like pussy belly like this, like on camera. Like I'm not gonna sit like that unless you guys like it, you fucking freak.
they probably do love it.
I know. Well, I feel bad. I'm like I'm regressing to like 5th grade awkwardness with this, but it just feels weird to not have something in front of me.
No, I have a jacket, and I have
know
been.
what I mean?
I have been doing this with my arm
Right?
the whole time. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, is my coochie out?
Yeah.
Like, because I realized I was like, oh, the slit on this
We'll
is
pixelate
higher
it.
than I
We'll-
thought.
We'll pixelate everyone's genitals.
Maybe we need like a table. Something. Well,
I think
we'll-
it looks amazing.
Thank you.
No, you look fantastic. I don't
You
think
know
it's
what
a
I'm
weird
saying. You get
angle
what
at
I'm
all.
saying.
No, I
though.
do though.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have these like whatever.
Okay, so then who are you now?
Who am I now?
Hollywood star.
Nah. I'm someone who's like back into the work.
Yeah, I
had
need to get back into the work.
I had a weird few years.
I'm having a weird few years. I'm
It's
having a weird
been
year.
brutal out there.
Yeah.
I can't get excited about my career for some reason lately.
Ooh, I resonate with that so hard.
I used to be so into and passionate about it, and lately I'm like,
I think because you got a lot of the things you wanted.
and it's not what I imagined. Olivia Rodrigo.
I literally understand that. And then
Yeah.
you feel kind of guilty about it.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I should be so happy. And then, and you know what makes it worse is people around you who maybe aren't as successful.
Yeah,
The air quotes again, if you're listening
Yes.
to this. Like, they look at you and they're like, why aren't you happy?
I know. And also,
And
they're
we're-
hustling so hard. I'm like, I
Yeah.
remember when I was like that, and then you feel lazy or something.
I mean, to be honest, I'm still hustling hard. And I'm like, realizing now that I'm like, this shit is never going to fucking stop.
Exactly.
And that is what is upsetting about it to me. Like, recently Taraji was talking about like how she was disappointed in her reps and fired all her reps after she did Empire because she was like, where are my brand deals? Like, where's
Yeah.
the stuff that I thought was going to happen? And like, on one hand, I followed Taraji's career forever. And like, I remember there was this Hollywood Reporter article that we did in the pandemic where we were all individually talking about how like for Black women, hair and makeup and stuff like isn't guaranteed on set. Like you could be the lead on the show, you could be like series regular, and no one will know how to do your face, your makeup. Like you're still
Yeah.
doing it in your trailer by yourself.
Crazy.
You'll be on a movie, you bring your own. I bring my own hair, my own makeup, everything to every set
Wow.
I go on to the first days, no matter what, because I can guarantee you they're not gonna know how to do it, and somebody's getting fired.
Yeah.
Beyonce, like always. So
Crazy.
and when I read the article, because they interviewed me individually, it was me, Natasha Rothwell, Gabrielle Union, and Taraji P. Henson. And I was like, now wait a damn minute. Me, I was like, okay, I'm very early on in my career, but these three heavens should not be in here. Like,
Yeah.
man, like, not calling them heavens, but like, they're established.
Yeah,
like,
not calling them at first.
like Gabrielle
Gabrielle
Union,
Union
Natasha Rothwell,
raised
like,
us all.
Yeah.
right,
Right.
like-
Us.
what are you talking about? So like she's been fighting. I feel like it's very all my life I had to fight. But now that the industry has changed, I feel like we're gonna be fighting all our lives. I'm like, when am I not gonna have 7 jobs, bro?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's like, this is the fight now. It's
Yeah.
like, I remember like seeing TV actors, like that's why it was so funny, like watching Fran Drescher talk about stuff during the early aughts of the SAG strike before I think somebody
early
pulled
aughts
the
of the
nanny
SAG.
over.
Yeah.
Somebody brought the nanny over. Mr. Sheffield was like, nanny, come over here.
Oh my god.
Because you've been getting residuals since most of these motherfuckers been alive.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't understand the fight.
I know.
And she was like, it's not
Crazy.
that bad out here. Bring your ass over.
Yeah.
Show your
Yes,
ass
and then
over
she did
here,
change the
nanny.
tune.
Pulled her by her apron and was like, show your ass over here. Because like now it's like, baby, they found a way to trick us. I can't say too much, but now it's even roles where you'll see somebody in most of the show and they're getting paid as
I
a
know.
recurring
Yes.
instead of
It's
as a
so
serious
fucked.
regular.
What's chilling is when
Like-
you'll go to someone's house who's on like 4 television shows, and then you're like, I'm about to see how the other half lives.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, you're
And
my
they'd be
half.
like, this is my couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want some water? I only have one.
Yeah.
No, literally.
Let's share. Like, I'm not playing.
I
Like, it's
know.
hard out here.
It's really bleak.
Something about the strike really broke me because like I felt like I was hustling and had like so much going on, and then like it all came to a screeching halt, and now I'm like, and it does feel slow to start back up. Like it does feel like that to me.
Well, everything's been shut down for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but I understand what you're saying, Pat. Like, I'm very grateful, but at the same time, I'm very tired, and I feel like the burnout, like, I was like, the only way for me to cure the burnout is to just not look ahead anymore.
Yeah. You have to be in the
like,
Especially
moment.
being, especially you as a gifted child, you've been going.
I'm just trying to have fun looking down at the work that I'm making and just have a good time
Yeah.
making the thing. Like, I'm looking at the thing. I'm not looking ahead. I unfollowed every news publication, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter,
Oh,
all that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
you have
no way.
to.
I'm not looking at none of that. I don't give a
No
fuck
way.
what project's coming out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck who got what.
Has nothing to do with me.
Nope.
I'm like,
I'm
I don't-
like, good
yeah.
for you. I'm happy for my friends. Like, I'm celebrating everyone. I get on Instagram. I'll post on my story. Occasionally, I'll post to my feed. I'm not checking likes. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally just looking at the work that I'm looking at. And I'm like, oh, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't,
Yeah.
I literally.
I have to do that.
that's all we can do. That's all we can do.
Yeah, you just inspired me.
Yeah, because it's just been, you know, I feel like so many things I've worked on the past few years take forever, never go. I feel like so my self-esteem is so down. It's like, it has nothing to do with me. I can't control it. All we can do is like,
what
All
about
we
this
could
makes
do
me
is keep
happy?
Exactly.
What about this
breathing.
made me happy before? Why
I
was I
know.
happier chasing this?
I know.
than
That's what I
maintaining
just talked about
this?
in therapy is like there was this carrot on a string for so long,
Mhm.
and then you accidentally like get the carrot, and then you're like,
I don't feel like I've gotten the carrot.
No, but then I feel like it's almost like a mountain where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you reached the summit, but then you're like, oh, damn, it's way more mountain up there.
I know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
The
yeah.
clouds are still covering my next mountain
Yeah.
for me. And who do you want? What's your end goal?
What's
the
your
final
dream?
form?
The final form is to just get paid to be myself. Like,
Yeah. Well, you have that with
Yeah.
Scam Goddess.
I mean, yeah, but like I just want to show up and be myself. Like I
Yeah.
want to like literally walk into a room and sit down and just be like, ta-da! Like
Yeah.
no planning, nothing. I want to show up and
State
be like,
treatment style.
Yeah.
what am I doing as me today?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literally know nothing.
Yeah. Do you write as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I want to know nothing. I
Yeah.
want to script nothing. I
Yeah.
want them to just be like, oh, Laci said she's going to be here at 5. Hey, y'all. What we doing today?
And then a direct deposit hits one day
Yeah.
later.
Literally.
One
Literally.
hit.
I guess that's my goal. No, I want to have a TV show. I gotta get moving.
You will.
I gotta
Yeah.
get moving.
You are moving.
I mean, I want those things, but I don't
Yeah.
think that's the end goal. I think the very, very end is just popping up.
Yeah.
At whatever time suits.
Okay, should we do our ending segments?
hmm Okay, so crush of the week. Do you have a crush of the week? Can be person, place, thing, anything.
Yeah.
Oh, crush of the week. Okay, so my crush of the week is still, this is gonna sound so pretentious, but I feel like it's getting run down now. I gotta go before it gets so run
What?
down.
What?
I'm on Gary.
Oh, I've never been.
Wait, what's that?
It's like the fanciest resort you can go to.
Oh, I don't know about those things.
Did you go?
You laugh because I said it's gonna get run down.
Where is it? It's in New Mexico or something?
Yeah, I think it's in Utah. Or is
Okay,
it,
so
is
did
it
you
Utah
go?
or New Mexico? It's Arizona. It's
Like
Arizona.
Sedona?
It's wait. Why am I forgetting? I definitely know where it is. Now we have to look it up.
Oh, it's in Utah.
It's
They
in
have
Utah.
a few.
Oh, they have a few. They
They
have
have
one in
few.
Wyoming. Too.
Okay. So it's a really nice spa where you can get like
Oh.
great spa treatments, and they have like beautiful views, and like
Yeah.
it's just a gorgeous place. And I've really, really wanted to go. I was even just trying to convince my friend to like let me throw her bachelorette party there, just because I want to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can just go by myself,
It's
but
so yeah.
I
But
just saw a TikTok that was like all the Amangiri resorts are doing this thing where for $150,000 you can do a trip around the world at like all of them. And
yeah.
I, in my sickness, me who doesn't own property, have anything, I was like, kind of a good deal.
Listen, it's like $5,000 a night.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I'm just like lusting over it so
You
bad.
deserve
Oh,
it.
you gotta go.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm gonna have to go.
I'm going to Colombia for a friend's birthday party in February.
That's gonna be
And it's
amazing.
at a resort.
Okay, it's at a resort.
Where do you
Good,
fly
'cause there's some
into?
parts of Colombia. Don't be looking
Cartagena.
around too much.
I know,
Okay.
I know. I like
Okay.
it's so unlike me to go on a
Leave
trip.
your $90 mesh shorts at home. Okay.
Or bring them and so I don't have to go out looking.
Looking real robbable.
That'll be fun. My crush of the
When
week.
is that, by the way?
The end of Feb.
Great.
My
Columbia's
crush of the
beautiful.
week just so happens to be a woman called Francie who works at my gym. Just like
Mhm,
amazing
that's a great name.
energy.
Yeah.
Just
Francie.
like always so bright and shiny. Like I see her, we girl out. Like she told me I looked like I was glowing the other day. I was like, Jorgen's natural glow. She was like, sometimes her hair is like blown out in this really beautiful way. And she just gets it.
I wanted to
And
tell
it's
you.
both of our 2024 goals to get huge asses. So we've like really connected over that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I
that.
connected with the woman at Lululemon who you connected with.
Oh, I connected with a woman in
I
Lululemon.
went to a Lululemon with Pat in
Mhm.
Colorado, and I look I'm like browsing. I look over. He's like telling her about hacks. He's like, so then for this next season, I'm like, he's best friends with this girl.
I don't know. Me and like retail cashiers. I told you about the
Yeah.
woman at APC, right?
No.
Literally, this woman is like I go to APC on Sunset when I need to feel like connected to my humor because like the first time I went, I always say APC is you go in there's
Wait, what is the APC?
APC is like
It's like
a
an
clothing.
overpriced basic.
It's overpriced basics and
Ooh,
like you
And I don't think it would fit me.
You-
No offense to it or me.
you go
Is it like
in.
workout clothes?
No,
it's like jeans. It's like
these jeans.
Oh, you
are,
mean like basics, like basics?
yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
but
it's like
okay.
fancy Everlane.
But I wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
But there'll be some like what I would call
There's some
pieces.
fashion pieces.
Yeah.
Sure.
So and it is pricey. I'll go in. There'll be like
It's like $400 for like jeans.
there's always a
that
rack.
much.
There's 5. Tell me if I've done this bit on the pod because I keep saying this. There's always 5. They
There's
have
no way
like
I'd be able
5
to
things.
remember.
They have like 5 things. One of them is like 2 of them are like prohibitively expensive. One of them is like interesting, but no human being would ever wear it.
Mhm.
One of them is a polo that is fine, and one of them is a t-shirt that for no reason is $130.
Okay.
So then I get one of those things. But I was doing it, and the woman at the cash register was on her iPad, and she was like, "Have you shopped here before?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was asking my email, and it like kind of populated on the screen, and she was like, "Is this you?" And I say, "That's me in a nutshell." She laughed her ass off
Oh,
for
yeah, you
25
did tell me
minutes.
that.
Did I tell the whole podcast that?
Oh.
You
Keep
should
it.
I never heard it.
keep it.
And Lacey loved it. Like how hard
I
she's
I
laughing.
want it to be kept in, and I want to say.
She goes,
But
Okay.
cash register girls
Yeah.
at retail space is always like my humor.
My crush of the week is everyone's been telling me to go for years. They go, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good. The Culture Yogurt place on West 8th. If you know, you know. It's across from my massage place. We're new. Culture Yogurt. It reminds me of something I had in high school, but it's basically like frozen yogurt, but like fancy Greek tart.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Mm.
they don't fuck around because first of all, it tastes so, so, so good. And what they do is when you get toppings, frozen strawberries and chocolate chips, you got to. I ordered a delivery.
Yeah.
I was so sad when I finished the toppings on the top. I scoop in, they put toppings on the bottom.
Oh, wow.
Oh, interesting.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Bottomings.
They bottomed. Culture Yogurt bottomed for me. That's my crush.
I
you
never
guys-
even thought about that.
Yeah, it changes everything.
Because
To
why don't
know-
why don't they let you do that anywhere?
They should do it
Yeah.
because it's not over. I was like, it's never over.
Just because it's
Yes,
over
it's
doesn't mean
never
it's over.
really over. That song is so good, by
I
the
actually
way.
don't connect with that.
I love it. It was right when Brian and I were getting back together. Anyways, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Do you guys feel hot today?
I don't, but I should based on how I've been being, but I don't.
Do you feel hot today?
Extremely.
You look,
You look amazing.
gorgiana.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gorgiana.
I've been doing great.
Yeah.
Really?
Working out. My skin's
Where do you work
getting
out?
great. I work out at.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
did I do that?
I really love it. I love hitting shit. It's
Yeah.
like such a physical
Do you have to like wrap
release.
your hands up and
I
all
do.
that?
That's the most annoying part because I'm not really good at it. I'm not consistent. It's the thing I hate the most about it. And if I'm running late, then I'm like
It's an
wrapping them in the
ordeal.
car.
Yeah.
And they look like shit, and I don't care.
Yeah.
And then because I'm shoving them in gloves or whatever, but I've like I know that it is fat phobic to talk about weight or whatever, but I'm like a type of person that like whatever weight you're happy with is weight you're happy with. So the weight that I like to be happy with, I'm getting to.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's more about like the body shape that I was like, yes, like now
Totally.
you know
Yeah.
now my collarbones are collarbone how I like
Yes.
You're
the
safe here.
collarbone.
That's me with
You
my
know what I
ass
mean?
right now. My
It's
ass
like
looks
my
amazing
thighs
right
are
now.
getting back to the thigh meat that I like the the
Yeah.
calf to look like. And but I like most of all it's just like the stress relief. I like to hit shit. And also my face care routine is
What do you
popping
do?
now. First of all, I was doing too much. The bitches are trying to trick us.
Yeah.
They're trying to
100%.
trick
That's
us.
what my mom
I
says
had
every
like
day.
a 9-care face
No.
care routine,
No.
and my skin was getting worse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cause it was like, okay, you gotta do the toner, and then you gotta do we got this spray with the Manuka honey, and then okay, you alternate between doing the retinol or you're doing this other kind of thing serum, and then you got the hyaluronic acid. But don't hold on, baby girl, we not done. You gotta
Yeah.
do like this serum and this. I was like, this is too much.
It's too.
And
Well,
my
who has the
skin started to
time?
get bumpy
Yeah.
and stuff, and so I've just like brought it down. But I did get one of those LED light machines.
Oh, does that help?
And it does the neck. I just started it, but I've already noticed that my lips aren't peeling as much.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
my-
it's supposed to like brighten dark spots, and I have the blue light setting too that's supposed to like help with acne.
Oh, interesting. I've always had like clear skin, but like lately I'm kind of like, can it glow more?
No, you're just wanting to spend money on something. I
Yeah.
had that same thing.
Yeah, I had it too. And now I
Yeah.
realize I have all these facial products. And I'm like, I never needed this. Like,
Yeah.
girl, you are black. What are you doing?
Cleanse, sunscreen.
Yeah, sunscreen.
Do you feel hot?
No, because I just got in last night, and when I flying to LA, I got in late, and I had to do the rental car, and I haven't washed my hair. That flight just feels so long.
Yeah.
Your
No
skin
matter
looks
what.
great. Your skin is
Thank
not
you.
giving plain.
Thank you. It's more that like I'm acidy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, just from the plane.
I had a food on the
Yeah.
plane, and it makes me so acid. Anyways, I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
What's our last thing?
Are you mad at me?
Oh my God, are you
Wait,
mad
just
at
to
me?
check in case tensions are
Yeah,
high.
are you mad at
Are
me?
you mad at us?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm like in love with you guys.
Oh my
Okay, thank you so much.
God. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you for
on.
Oh, anytime.
You're
Welcome
so
to our
special.
home. Welcome to our home.
Thank you.
You brought the best energy. Thank
yeah.
God.
Are you mad at me?
Not at all. Are you mad at me?
No.
Great.
Okay, great. Well, thank you all for
Thank you
listening
so
and watching.
much.
Check out Scam Goddess. Anything else, Laci, you want to plug?
Not right now, I don't think.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Make sure to check out that massage beef porn. We're gonna link in the episode
And of course,
notes.
No Tell Motel, where there's a guy in the crawl
There's
space.
a guy, and if you are the guy in that wall, shout out. We want to talk to you. Thank you so much for listening. Headgum.
If you're boring as fuck, seek treatment. If you're unlucky in love, seek treatment. If you just can't take a hint, well, seek treatment. With Kat and Pat.
That was a Headgum podcast.